Live from the WJLA Broadcast Center, this is ABC 7 News at 6. On your side.
There's not much that scares me in this world, but this is one of them.
And it's our top story. Hurricane Charley is striking Florida right now, packing winds of 145 miles per hour. 2 million people were forewarned to get out before it's too late. And tonight, it's too late. Good evening, everyone. I'm Leon Harris.
And I'm Maureen Bunyan.
Hurricane Charley hit Sanibel Island near Fort Myers shortly before 4 o'clock this afternoon and bringing with it winds of 145 miles per hour, making it a Category 4 hurricane. And now it's creating a wall of water 10 feet high, strong enough to destroy roads, bridges, houses. Governor Jeb Bush has already declared a state of emergency for the entire state, and he's predicting that damage could exceed $15 billion. Residents have been putting out sandbags, boarding up their homes, but nothing can stop these powerful winds. Right now, 500,000 people are said to be without power across the state. Charley is tearing through Florida right now, but the question is, what kind of impact will it have on the Washington region?
And we have live team coverage. Let's begin with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hill. Doug, Charley's turning into quite a storm.
It is a powerful storm, Maureen. With Charley now, the threat of storm surge is over. The entire core circulation is over land now, so there's no more storm surge in Florida. Let's go to our Viper view, put it all in perspective right now. 3D Vipers shows the entire circulation. It is a very powerful storm, but its size, the size of the core of the storm is not that large. It's totally withheld within the Florida Peninsula. But make no mistake, it's powerful with torrential rain, very strong winds. Winds are still at hurricane force, even though this thing is over Hardee County, Florida now, making its move to the northeast up towards the Orlando area, probably within the next 2 hours or so. Let's take a look at our weather computer, because locally we have some effects we want to talk about. In advance of this, we've already got tropical storm watches posted as far north as Smith Point, Virginia, and Chincoteague on the Atlantic coast. The storm will make a move, and it looks as though, according to the Hurricane Center plot, as it makes its move during the next 24 hours, the center of what's left of it, 2 a.m. Sunday morning, may be very close to the metro area. We'll keep an eye on that for you, with gusty winds developing late tomorrow afternoon. A whole lot more detail on the complete timeline just ahead, Maureen.
All right, thanks so much, Doug. And across the Washington area, of course, we are bracing for Charley to come our way. Sam Ford is live along the Anacostia River in southeast Washington. Sam, we haven't forgotten about Isabel nearly a year ago. How are we preparing for Charley this time?
Well, Maureen, the focus is on water and wind. The preparations are not as intense as for Isabel because the storm is not expected to be that bad. But at the same time, this storm is a big concern. Those basic concerns of water that causes floods, winds that take down trees, that take down power lines. So here in Anacostia Park, as well as across the region, it was a day of preparation. Outside Park Police Headquarters in Anacostia Park, the barriers and sandbags are in place, while DC's Public Works today was distributing sandbags to the public. 7 bags per person, the limit.
They've been coming in spells. Okay. Because the word does have to get out for the city to know where to come to.
At hardware stores like DC's Frager's Hardware, business was brisk today for the wet vacs and sump pumps and plain old shovels.
Just mad, you know. My basement's flooded 3 times. I'm done. I'm fixing it this time. I don't care what happens.
Down on the southwest waterfront, fish merchants, many on barges, were remembering Isabel's devastation and getting ready for what this storm might bring.
Well, if this holler is going to be too bad, we'll stay up all night if we have to.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, that's what we did in Isabel. We stayed up all night long until she hit.
Water and Sewer Authority crews were busy cleaning out catch basins that they complain residents use for trash bins, clearing them so rainwater won't back up. Also, PEPCO utility crews have been working overtime, trimming trees away from power lines as they hope for the best, but ready themselves for the worst.
The soil's already saturated. The roots of these trees loosen up in that wet soil, and if it's got any winds, it'll bring these heavy trees down, these tall trees. And that's the cause of mainly of all our outages.
So PEPCO is preparing for downed trees, as is the city. PEPCO says it has power crews from as far away as Michigan and New England who are ready to come in and help if that is necessary. Also, the city's Transportation Department says it has road crews who are ready to remove trees from DC's roadways if that becomes necessary. Reporting live from Southeast Washington, Sam Ford, ABC 7 News.
Thanks so much, Sam. Well, Sam is on the ground, but of course, among the people tracking Charley are people who are trying to get up in the air. The airlines have canceled flights heading for Fort Myers, Sarasota, Fort Walton Beach, Panama City, and Orlando, Florida. They hope to have everything up and running by tomorrow, but of course, that all depends on what Charley delivers. Amtrak is also suspending its service for the affected areas. Amtrak trains were not running today between New York City and Miami. Amtrak's auto train that operates between Lorton, Virginia and Sanford, Florida was also canceled today. Service between Boston, Washington, D.C. and Newport News was not affected. The ABC 7 storm team is closely tracking Charley. We will go live to Florida later in our newscast, and you can always get up-to-the-minute details on the storm on ABC 7 News at 11 or on our website at WJLA.com. Leon?
In the meantime, we go to other news now. The political fallout is growing. One day after New Jersey Governor James McGreevy announced that he is gay and that he's going to be stepping down from office, Suzanne Kennedy is live at our satellite center. She's got the latest details on a story that has stunned the nation. Suzanne.
Late-breaking details. Leon, an attorney for the former aide to the New Jersey governor, says his client was the victim of repeated sexual advances by the governor. Meantime, New Jersey's Republican Party says it doesn't want to wait until November 15th, the day Governor McGreevy's resignation takes effect. They want the Democratic governor out of office immediately.
And so my truth is that I am a gay American.
The repercussions of the bombshell announcement are today being felt in New Jersey. Republican lawmakers say the now scandal-plagued McGreevy administration should end before November 15th.
Jim McGreevy should resign immediately because he is the master of deception. He has deceived himself, he's deceived his family, and he's deceived all the voters of New Jersey.
McGreevy revealed the truth about his sexuality amidst the threat of being outed by his former Homeland Security advisor and lover, Golan Chappelle. Saying he didn't want to drag the Garden State through his personal scandal, the governor said he would step down.
Given the circumstances surrounding the affair and its likely impact upon my family and my ability to govern, I have decided the right course of action is to resign.
Today in Woodbridge, New Jersey, the town where McGreevy was once the mayor, residents are trying to deal with this revelation.
I really like Governor McGreevy, and I'm really sad to see him resign.
Just being gay wouldn't have been enough reason to resign. I think there's a lot more to it.
And while Golan Chappelle has threatened to file a lawsuit against the New Jersey governor, as of yet, no papers have been filed. Reporting live in the Satellite Center, Suzanne Kennedy, ABC 7 News.
Thanks, Suzanne. A true national treasure is gone. Julia Child died in her sleep yesterday at her home in California 3 days before her 92nd birthday. The 6'2" tall, world-famous chef wrote 12 cookbooks and hosted 9 cooking shows. She was also very well known for her encouraging manner and, of course, that warbling voice.
She was a wonderful woman. Coming up, more flight numbers are about to get pulled off the schedule board. Find out how that's going to affect your travel. Also, police are increasing their efforts to find the killers of an armored car guard. And we're still tracking Hurricane Charley here. We'll go live to Florida in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
When the sky shows its fury, there's one place you can turn. Doug Hill and ABC 7 First Alert Weather. When violent weather is on the way and you need to know, turn to the voice of experience. Depend on Doug Hill, ABC 7 First Alert Weather.
Want more? Get
The affiliate tells me that Jansen is done for the season.
Breaking Redskins news, Tim Brant style, only on ABC 7 News.
There are new details in the shooting death of an armored car courier. Police are offering a $125,000 reward for the arrest of these men. These photos of the gunman and his accomplice were captured just after 28-year-old Jay Schwindler was killed. 1 week ago, Schwindler was ambushed as he carried 2 cash bags into the BB&T Bank on Hamilton Street in Hyattsville.
Tonight, one person is under arrest for attacking a Metro bus driver last week. Metro Transit Police confirmed that they made an arrest yesterday in the case of the Metro bus driver assaulted last week in Centreville, but those are the only details they're giving at this time. The driver was assaulted at the end of her shift on August 8th by a rider who was hiding on the bus. For the second time in less than 2 weeks, public health officials are reporting another release of partially treated sewage. This time it happened in the Antietam Creek near Hagerstown. The problem stems from an electrical failure at the city wastewater treatment plant, we're told. Swimming and other water contact has been banned for about 12 miles from the plant downstream.
We're told that U.S. Airways finances are said to be close to collapsing, and that's speeding contract negotiations between the carrier and its pilots. An investment banker for the pilots union says it's likely the airline will seek bankruptcy protection by mid-September.
We are tracking Hurricane Charley right now. Doug Hill is charting its course even as we speak. You're looking there at live pictures from Super Doppler 7 radar, and Doug's going to be here to let us know if Charley's going to bring some bad weather our way this weekend.
And we'll also take you live to Florida to see firsthand what's happening there right now. Coming up next.
Hello, Maureen and Leon. Tonight we'll have the very latest on Hurricane Charley. It's been gaining strength, and there's concern about a massive storm surge along Florida's west coast. Also on World News tonight, the government approves a revolutionary new treatment for stroke victims, and it's Friday, so that means we'll have our Person of the Week. That's on World News tonight after ABC 7 News at 6.
It's corn that's been pulverized.
You'll have to come in to see the rest.
Back now to our top story tonight, and it's the main concern. It's Hurricane Charley hitting Florida right now.
And Lauren Rogers is live in Tampa. Lauren, you're a little north of the storm. What are the conditions like in the Tampa area right now?
Well, Maureen, folks here in Tampa were really anticipating a direct hit from a Category 3 hurricane. And instead, as you know, Charley came ashore at Category 4, but about 100 miles south of here. So folks had really prepared for the worst. As far as a hurricane goes, they're getting the best. What we're getting here is a squall, some isolated storms and some winds kicking up here and there, but nothing like the hurricane force winds we are anticipating. And we've certainly seen nothing like the 15-foot flood surge that people were prepared for here, Maureen.
Well, we can tell there's something going on down there, that your digital satellite feed's being interrupted, and folks with DirecTV or that kind of a service should be familiar with that. Lauren, let me ask you this. Did the residents actually heed the warnings to leave the area? Or are you still seeing people walking around out there?
People were very concerned. They were watching the news. They were heeding the warnings. There were mandatory evacuations that started about 48 hours ago. People in the low-lying areas came in, and in fact, I spent part of the morning at a shelter near here. The shelters were filling. People took the storm very, very seriously. The area was prepared for her.
All right, Lauren. Well, we know Lauren is safe. Don't worry about her. So we'll get to the latest, of course, on the hurricane from Lauren. But right now, let's go to Doug Hill, who's got the latest not only on the hurricane, but also our weather here and what we can expect in the next few days.
Yeah, I mean, there's a pretty good chance that late tomorrow afternoon, especially tomorrow night, we could get some areas of heavy rain and gusty winds for a while as the remnants of Charley come north. But it's just as Lauren explained, all morning long, they evacuated 2 million people about from the north to northwest Florida coast, Tampa, St. Pete, that whole area. Then at the last minute, it does one of these numbers and turns into the area just north of Fort Myers. So knowing that the best minds can't predict exactly what it's going to do, we can't tell you exactly where the track is going to be tomorrow, but we can give you the best estimate. And the final track of Charley tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night will determine what kind of weather we get, and the potential is for some very heavy rain and very strong winds. So leave it at that. Let's get started with the Viper View.
Do your best.
I always do, my dear. Or at least try. Listen, this is our 3D Viper View, and look at that. I mean, the circulation pretty much covers the entire Florida peninsula, and you can tell where the center is. Now, it's still no reports whether it still has an eye, but on the radar indication, it still looks like it has an eye, even though it's well inland over southern DeSoto County in central Florida right now. It's going to take hurricane force conditions. It still has winds well over 100 miles per hour, and all that's going to be visiting the Orlando area in the next couple of hours. Then it's going to go offshore over the open waters of the Atlantic Ocean, and then right now it looks like it'll go across right the North Carolina-South Carolina border, and by early Sunday morning come very close to the Chesapeake Bay. All right, let's take a look at our weather computer, give you the latest information we have for you, and that is locally. There are tropical storm watches now in advance of Charley up the Atlantic coast as far north as Chincoteague, up the bay to Smith Point, and up the Potomac River as far north as Colonial Beach. So all those areas, Colonial Beach south, Chincoteague south, all the way down, you're under a tropical storm watch through Sunday. Again, the latest official hurricane plot takes the position and moves it right north through North Carolina, Virginia, and then moves it very close to the Chesapeake Bay by early Sunday morning. And of course, it'll be a smaller, more compact system with not as much wind. not as much rain, but still a very healthy tropical or near tropical system. And again, this track, exactly where it goes, will make all the difference of who gets the heaviest winds and heaviest rains. Many parts of our viewing area, you got to stay tuned. I mean, there could be some problems with some damaged power lines, trees down, things like that. Our initial timeline here has the weather deteriorating late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night into early on the day Sunday morning. Gusty winds, strong winds, very heavy rain, and some very intense thunderstorms to go with it, then quickly clearing out during the day Sunday. Flood watches in advance of Charley all over the place on the eastern coast, all the way up into southern New England. As far as what we're going to see tonight, a quiet night. A couple showers out in the Shenandoah Valley now. 78 degrees at Reagan National Airport with a north-northwesterly wind at 10. Comfortable temperatures in the 70s right now. Look what's back behind our trough of low pressure to the west. A chilly 57 degrees right now up at Johnstown, PA. So here's the way we're going to play it for the next 7 days. Tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, early Sunday, the potential effects of Charley, which will be a tropical storm, then will no longer be a hurricane. Then quick improvement in the weather Sunday afternoon. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday look delightful. Maybe another storm by late tomorrow or late Friday afternoon, but most next week looks terrific weather-wise. We just have to get through the next 48 hours.
To get there. And we will with your help. And,
I'll be here.
With you coming back from vacation because we're going to need your expertise in the next few hours.
That's no problem. I'll be here.
Doug is going to be here throughout the weekend, folks. He's going to be checking things for you from hour to hour. You'll have Doug here checking the track. Say that 3 times fast of Charley. And tomorrow, live updates throughout the afternoon. Is that right, Doug?
Yes, sir.
And then at 6 a.m. Sunday, we'll be live here with a special newscast on our cable sister station, News Channel 8. And if conditions warrant, then we'll also bring you that here on ABC 7. So don't go too far away.
And looks like Joe Gibbs has been living in the past a little bit. Huh?
Exactly. We got to straighten him out. I think it's the high winds kind of whistling through his head. Coming up, the Redskins are ready to host the Panthers, but does Joe Gibbs know which stadium he's playing in? And does Tiger Woods know if he'll make the cut at the PGA? That and more coming up next in sports.
This is the leather sofa at
the Jewelry Factory in Bethesda.
It's time now for ABC 7 Sports with Tim Brant.
The second round of the PGA Championship is still being played at Whispering Straits on the shores of Lake Michigan, and the whispers are getting louder that Tiger is not going to make this cut. Tiger started the day with 2 birdies, but then he had 2 bogeys and struggled for pars until this shot at the par 3 13th for birdie. That moved him to +2. He still needs another birdie to make the cut. Here's Els. This is for birdie on number 10. Els continues to battle the top with Darren Clark, Justin Leonard, and Vijay Singh. They're all at -9. And how about this shot? The shot of the day from Robert Gomez. This is on the par 3.
I think I'm looking forward to the fans. I'm not looking forward to playing the Panthers. I think they're, basically I think our players, they realize they're going up against a Super Bowl team, and I think it'd be a real challenge for us. I do love getting back at the RFK and getting a chance to coach a game there because I know what our fans are like. I know they're going to do their part, and we just got to try and get the team to do theirs. This will be a real test for us, though.
Joe's still thinking RFK. He said RFK.
He did.
He did. And nobody corrected him because he's the coach. FedEx Field, Joe. FedEx Field. It will be rocking for your debut tomorrow night, just like RFK. Hey, the Carolina Panthers have one of the best running back tandems in the NFL with Stephen Davis and Deshaun Foster. So they'll give the Skins a run on defense. But most of the Skins just want to focus on their former teammate, that guy right there, Stephen Davis.
It's always a pleasure to play against Steve. He's going to be amped up to play against the preseason, regular season. It really don't matter. But this year I got a surprise for Steve.
Steve, don't come. Don't come to D.C., Steve. It's going to be fun. Exhibition game, it's going to be fun. Hey, Shamiqua Holtzclaw did not rejoin the Washington Mystics when the team resumed practice after an 11-day layoff. Team officials refused to comment other than to say it is a minor medical issue. Well, it's getting to the point of absence where it ain't that minor. And the play of the day is actually last night, but everybody's still talking about the Iraqis' upset of medal contender Portugal. How about this goal? Awarmola Mohammed with the header. It set off a celebration that carried all the way to Baghdad. Iraq with the win over Portugal in a major upset.
Yeah, that was great to see.
That was fun to watch.
Fantastic to see.
Let's get the latest from Doug.
All right, quick look at Charley now over DeSoto County, Florida. Over the next few hours, will take its hurricane force winds to the greater Orlando area. Winds now still over well over 100 miles per hour. Our 7-day outlook is real simple. What Charley does to us will be tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and Sunday, and then we have beautiful weather beyond that. So we'll get through and be here all along the way to keep you advised.
All right.
All right, good deal. So keep it tuned right here, folks. Stay tuned. Coming up next is World News Tonight.
And we'll see you back here at 11 o'clock. Have a good night.